which better have my coffee. Oh shoot. Well, that kind of puts a damper on this video. What is up today, guys? Well, today we're at it again. Here we go. Doing it. Here we go. Let's get into it. This is my Full Sail experience video. Month 13 for me. Could be your month 11, your month 15. Just depends on your prerequisites. I had 2 prerequisites done out of the 4. That's why it's my month 13. I say it every month. Just in case this is your first time with me and you're like, whoa, this is my month 9. Not 9. That wasn't even an option. This is my month 11. What the heck? How's it year 13 or something like that? Just in case, now we're caught up. Now we're on a first name basis. Hi, I'm Jacob, and you are? Glad to meet you. Okay, welcome. So anyway, this is my month 13 experience at Full Sail University in the Computer Animation Degree Program. That's a lot of words. In this class, Project and Portfolio 3. Let's get into this. We're going to talk about some class information, some assignments, a little bit about the teachers, some tips, and just an in short to wrap it up, and then we'll be good. And then I can let you guys know what I'm in for this coming month. So let's get into this. Which better have my coffee? No spills. So let's start off with some class information. So first thing is, this is a very different class than what we've had up to this point, okay? In past classes, gone into your class, they're like, this is what we're doing this month. Let's talk about it for an hour every week, or sometimes even more than that, and you do your homework, you turn it in, and that's that. You get another assignment, turn it in, that's that. And you can watch these experience videos to kind of anticipate what homework you're going to be having. That way you're like, ah, dang, I'm going to have to make him walk like this, or I'm going to have to make him do this, or something like that. That's the whole point of this experience video, to not only share what I went through, but to kind of prepare you guys for what you're going to be going through. That's different in this case. So this class, you're choosing your discipline. You're choosing what kind of project you want for the month. So you can choose, so you have 2 options. You can choose the modeling or you can choose the animation. I chose animation. So modeling people, I will briefly talk about your stuff. I didn't do any of that work, so there's that. So I'm gonna be talking about the animation discipline option during this video. Calm yourself. Now, we're bringing back Concept Share for this class. Concept Share, in the past, once again, this is a very different way of using this. It's just a different class overall. Concept Share, in this class, you're using it to turn your stuff in, rather than before where it was like, it's optional, you can use it if you want to get additional feedback. Here, you're uploading your video to Concept Share, right? And then you're taking your link to your Concept Share folder and you're gonna turn that link in. So everything in your Concept Share folders and page or whatever, that's what you're turning in. So there's that. So this is kind of getting into the teacher category later in this video, but I'm gonna talk about it now because it is still in relation to class information. Every month you have your teacher up there in the upper left corner. It's a little circle with their picture and it's like, this is your teacher. The person in your little bubble up there in the upper left might not actually be the one grading your homework. You're in their class, they might not be grading your homework. Here's how that works. You've got your animation grader and then your modeling grader. And then there's one guy who does the videos, and I will mention that in a few seconds. There's the guy that does the videos. So when you do your discussions, which you do have this month, the guy that makes the videos is going to grade your discussions. But depending on which discipline you chose, the teacher that you have could be grading your homework, or the teacher that you don't have could be grading your homework. So there is the possibility where you interact with all of your teachers. I only had to interact with 2 because the teacher that I was assigned to in their class was the one grading the animation homework. Teacher 1, 2, and 3. 1 you're assigned to. 2 is the guy that does the videos that grades the discussion. And 3 is the one that you're not assigned to. If 1 grades the animation and you're assigned to 1, 2 grades the discussions and does the videos, and 3 grades the modeling, and you want to be a modeler, you could technically be in 1's class, have 2 grade your discussions, and be graded in your overall homework by 3. It's not as complicated as I'm making it sound. I'm just letting you know the interweavings of how all that works. The guy that does the videos. So there are no lectures this month. That's weird. Take it like this. This month is basically, in a nutshell, a test of everything you've learned so far. If you're choosing the animation route, it's testing everything you've learned from 3D animations 1, 2. What else have we taken? Project and Portfolio 2, and very, very, very little of shading and lighting, because you do have to make a seamless backdrop and stuff like that. Another thing in terms of the Concept Share stuff, you can see on Concept Share, there's a list of everyone in the animation and everyone in the modeling. So you can see who chose what discipline, and then based on your past grades, they will assign you either to intermediate or advanced. I'm pretty sure that there were 18 people in the animation discipline. 5 were advanced, and what's that leave? 13 were intermediate. I'm pretty sure that's how that worked. I might be off a little bit in terms of numbers. I didn't go through and actually count, but it just seemed like that was the ballpark. You can also see what everyone else turns in. So when we get to week 4, you can see that an awful lot of people didn't turn anything in because they either dropped or I don't know. I don't know why they're not turning anything in. Only 8 people turned something in the final week. Maybe only 8 people made it to the end of the class without dropping or withdrawing and moving back and redoing the class. I don't know. Only 8 people turned it in during the last week. You can kind of see where you fall, I guess, on this Concept Share turn in stuff. Have I talked about everything? You have 9 assignments throughout the month. There's that. Yeah, okay. I think I've discussed everything except for one last major factor. You will not be doing the assignments shown in this video. They changed the assignment every month. So the people before me, the ones that did it in January, they had solely just talking about animation here, but the people that did the animation discipline the month before me in January, they had a weightlifting one, because on Concept Share they're gonna let you go back 1 month for a limited time, not until the end of your month. At the beginning of the month, I'm pretty sure you can go back and see what people before you did. So I got to look at students that had done a weightlifting animation. Now, the animation I did for the month of February was very boring. It was simply a box push. I don't know what you're gonna have if you're in March, April, May, or whatever. I don't know what kind of animation you guys are gonna do, but this is simply what I did. Take it for what it's worth. On that note, I think we've had the longest class information section in terms of these videos I've ever done, so let's get into the assignments portion of this. Alrighty, I'm gonna go through the weeks in terms of discussion questions first, and then I'm gonna get into the animations. Week 1, discussion. You're making a burn list. We did this back in, I think it was Project and Portfolio 2. Pretty easy. Make a list of all the skills you need for certain jobs, highlight ones you have, figure out how you're gonna acquire the ones you don't have. Discussion 2, you're making a resume. Now, they don't expect you to have awesome resume with years of experience working for Disney and DC and Marvel. No, they're not looking for anything like that, because they know no one has that yet. That's why we're here. We're here to learn how to do this. Anything that you have, put in your resume. Now, you're gonna watch a few videos on what to include, what not to include, and stuff like that. It's pretty self-explanatory. They're looking for just a basic outline of a resume right now. I think what they said was in Project and Portfolio 4 through 7 or something like that, we're gonna keep revising it and making it better. For right now, we're just looking for a basic outline. Discussion 3. You're making an IDP, an individual development plan. Now basically what that is just a whole bunch of small paragraphs with specific themes. This paragraph is what your goal is. This paragraph is about your strengths. This one is about your timeline. I think they wanted it to be like 1 to 3 years, either post-graduation or something like that. Where are you going? And then your how. How are you gonna get where you're going with your skills and keeping your goal in mind? Easy stuff. It takes about 3 hours, just time consuming. Week 4, super easy. What you're doing, once you have finished your overall project, whether that's animation or modeling, you're gonna, of course, put it on Concept Share, and then you gotta do what you've done every month so far. Put your final work on the 3D Arts forum page, and then you're gonna take that link, post it in the discussion, and boom, that's your discussion. Alrighty, so now that we've talked about discussions, let's talk about the actual assignments. The meat of this class. Week 1, in terms of your assignments, in parentheses, the animation, because I didn't do modeling. I'm pretty sure the modeling is, kind of follows the same, requirements, the same requirements probably. Okay, so week 1 animation, what you're doing, you're blocking out your animation. This is mine, very simple. Like, I got 100 on this, but she did leave comments. Even though the example animation they showed on like a separate link page that shows all of your instructions and requirements, even though the animation they showed there was a cycle, and I made this one a cycle because of that, they did not want this one to be a cycle. They wanted me to actually translate the character, make him walk. There was that. I had to fix that in week 2. Not a big deal. Other than that, you're just hitting your key extremes and all that good stuff, and that's that, and you're gonna have it in step. And that one is a play blast. Shoot, real quick, I forgot to tell you guys. The interesting thing about this animation class, they're not just saying, make this guy push this box. It's actually kind of cool. Okay, so what they did was, they not only gave you a reference video and said, copy this. What they did was give you a story. Why are you doing this? Why is your character doing this? Kind of gives some background. So, let's figure out why I'm animating this and why my character is pushing this box. My story reads, you work for a small animation company and have been assigned this shot as part of an animated industrial establishing good work habits for a large storage chain. You are responsible for setting up the push that will be used in a scene outlining improper moving of heavy objects. But what I like, it's like, you work for a small animation company, have been assigned this shot. So it's giving you like, I don't know, motivation. You're like, what's the purpose of animating this? And they're like, well, you've been assigned this shot. Okay, cool. Now, what's your character's motivation? With no handcart or jack handy, Bob decides to push the heavy box closer to the location it will finally be placed in. Character motivation. So that's kind of a cool thing about this class. They give you that. Week 2, animation. These are just your secondary details. I assume modeling was like this too. Your secondary details, you're not straight on polishing yet, but you're adding some in-betweens, and you're fixing stuff from week 1, like I had to change it from a cycle to not a cycle. Pretty easy. You have to render this, and because I rendered slightly incorrectly, it affected my timing, therefore did not match my reference, therefore I got a 90 of 100 on this project. So let's talk about that for a second. You know, you render with all your settings, then you take it into After Effects, you take all of your little PNGs, you make a sequence, and then you render that out. But make sure that you are rendering in 24 frames per second, because I found that After Effects likes to change it to 30 frames per second, like automatically, and I don't know how to change that. So I just spend a few minutes learning how to change it from 30 to 24, then I rendered it out. So it made my 11-second animation go down to 8, which made everything move faster than it should have, which threw off my timing completely. Pretty sure that's why I got a 90. Week 3, animation. This is your polishing. You want to make this as clean as possible. You want this to be finished at this point, even though it is week 3. Now, why do you want it finished in week 3 when you're like, heck, I've got a whole nother week? That's because week 4 is your corrections. So I guess I'm kind of getting into week 4 now. So yeah, let's just keep going. Let's roll with this. Week 4, that's your corrections. So in my week 3 video that I just showed, I got a 95. Week 4, I got a 97 because I added the extra like push and kind of shaky there a little bit, showing some weight. I have to work on my arm extensions and contractions more, but a 97 is nothing to like sneeze at or anything. We're all good. Okay, let's talk about due dates for a second. Your discussions, like most other classes, are due on Wednesdays at midnight for weeks 1, 2, and 3. Your actual milestone projects, animation or modeling, whatever, in weeks 1, 2, and 3, those are due on Saturday. You have Sunday off, I guess, unless you want to get a head start on the next one. Since there are no lectures, you're just watching like a 45-second video of your number 2 teacher saying, hey, this week work on some polishing, your scene should really be finished by now, and stuff like that. So your lectures are like 45 seconds long each. Back to due dates. And then in week 4, your corrections one is due Wednesday at midnight with your discussion. Granted, if you have a lot of corrections, that's going to be a heavy time for you. But if you don't, make your little corrections, upload it, and then you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off before your next class. Now, why is it all pushed to Wednesday? That is because this is an immediate retake class, so if you fail, they have to have time to grade you, fail you, and send you back through. Do all the paperwork to get you back in the class at the beginning in the next 4 days. So there's that. But honestly, if you take your time, you're not gonna fail. If you apply what you've learned, go through all of your notes. Where's my notebook at? It's all the notes I've taken since being here. It's really not hard. I don't know if you guys have noticed this in your own work or just with yourself in general. With me, I've noticed I'm getting a lot faster animating. Now modeling, that's a different story because I haven't modeled anything since June of last year, so we're gonna see how that goes. But in terms of animating, compared to how I was in August, I'm getting faster, and I feel like I'm getting better. Granted, my grades this month weren't all 100s like they were in 3D Animation 1. These are more complicated animations, and I'm getting 95s and 97s, and I don't think that's bad. Let me know if you guys kind of see yourselves improving. I see myself improving. My times show that I'm improving. Let me just tell you times, work time for this month. In week 1, everything added up. That's the welcome information, the discussion responses, the milestone itself, all that. I spent 14 hours and 28 minutes. Basically 14 and a half hours in the first week. Week 2, the discussions, the responses, the milestone, I spent 12.5 hours. 12 hours, 26 minutes. Week 3, once again, everything added up. 14 hours, 16 minutes. Week 4, the corrections and once again the uploading of the 3D Arts forum link. 5 hours, 27 minutes. For a grand total this month of 46 hours and 37 minutes. It's not that bad compared to something like shading and lighting where it's like almost 100 hours or something like that. This is nothing. Before we jump into teacher, last thing is I didn't do any of the modeling, but like I said, I was going to mention something about the modeling assignments. This is the reference that the modeling students had to use. Take that for what you will if you're going to do modeling. Expect this to be the kind of thing you do. This is the advanced one, and this is the intermediate. Take that for what it's worth. I didn't do any of the modeling. I don't know how difficult it is. If you're great at modeling, you're gonna like this, and that's that. Okay, let's talk about the teacher real quick. I don't think I'm gonna have much, if anything. It's just a category I typically have in a video. So let's just see what I can pull out of thin air, and let's talk about the teacher. So, like I mentioned before, you got teacher 1, 2, and 3. 1 grades animation, 3 grades modeling, 2 does your 45-second videos that are already online, and also grades your discussion. So you could, in theory, be in the class of teacher 1, have teacher 2 grade your discussions, and have teacher 3 grading your modeling or something like that. Other than that, nothing really. If you have a question, contact the one that's grading your stuff. So if you're in class with 1 and 3 is grading your homework, don't contact 1, contact 3. That's that. I really don't think I have anything else for teachers, so let's move on to tips. Tips, get started early. Get a head start. Do all your discussions as early as possible because they're due Wednesdays. That way you have time to do your actual milestone, whether it be animation or modeling, before Saturday. When rendering your animation, I would suggest changing the frames per rate from 30 to 24. That way your timing lines up. Can't really think of anything else. There really was nothing. This was a very simple month. Not saying it was easy, but it was simple in its concept. Basically, you're working on one project all month, and that's that. And for something as simple as this animation was, it's not hard at all. Granted, I don't know the modeling aspect of it. In short, for this class, Project and Portfolio 3, what can you expect? You can expect it to be very different from your past classes. You actually get to choose what discipline you want to do in this class. You can expect more than one teacher during the month. You can expect no lectures. You can expect discussions. You can expect to work on the same project all month. You can expect to not be working on this project here that I'm showing you because the assignment changes every month. You don't know what you're going to get. I don't know what you're going to get. No one knows. You can expect block out week 1, secondary detail week 2, tertiary/polish week 3, and corrections week 4. You can expect your milestones to be due on Saturdays, discussions to be due on Wednesdays, your last milestone to also be due on Wednesdays so that they have time to either pass you or fail you, and if fail you, then send you back at the beginning of the class. Don't let the failing happen. It's easy. You can make it. So that is the in short for this class. Very, very, very briefly, let's talk about the career module. The career module, very easy, just like the other two have been. You open up the first link, hit mark as done, 95% of the grade. It's got 3, possibly 4 other tabs where you click it, watch like a 3-minute video, mark as completed. Do that for all the other tabs. That way you just learn more about the topic, and the topic is resumes. And then at the very end, take a knowledge check quiz, 8 questions, multiple choice, extremely easy. Got 100, took me 7 minutes to go through everything. You'll be fine. And don't forget to check your professionalism, because that's 10% of your grade, I'm pretty sure. Other than that, that's it for this one, guys. So, took a while to get through this, but that's okay. A lot of information. Easy information. Don't fail this class. Super, super easy. Okay, now, let's talk. The class I'm going into now, the class that started today. Today is Monday the 4th, in which I'm recording this. Class that I started today. There's 2 classes. 2 classes. I'm in character modeling, which is going to be exciting, but I'm also in, what is it called? Like, fundamentals of physical science? Something along that line. It's sciencey. That's what I know. This is my first attempt at taking on 2 actual classes at the same time, not a class like Project and Portfolio 3 and Career Module. 2 full-on classes in the same month. So, my question for you guys, in terms of my next experience video, do you want 1 video per class, or do you want it all to be just like a mega video? That one might end up being like 40 minutes long, or do you want 2 20-minute long videos? That's for you guys to let me know. You got a month to let me know, and there's that. So, my question to see who made it to the end of this video is, I mean, it's only fitting if we related to coffee, right? Do you start your day with coffee? Does coffee help you get through Full Sail? Let me know in the comments below. Coffee helps me get through Full Sail, I'll tell you that much. Matter of fact, well, my last class is March 2020, so after that, you can expect a pretty cool coffee-related Full Sail video. I am planning that far in advance, but it'll be well worth it. Just you wait and see. What's the first thing I do when I graduate Full Sail? Oh, let's make coffee art related to Full Sail. And that's that. Question again is, does coffee help you get through Full Sail? Let me know. Comments below. And that's it for this one, guys. So if you would please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. See you guys later.